I would describe racism as hatred towards one group of people, and not just the hatred like inside of you, but you expressing it verbally, physically, and just trying to bring down other people or feeling that you are superior to other people because of your skin color.
Someone having this fear because they're not really aware of other person's identity or their cultures, their values, and it just like stemmed from fear, not knowing who they are. And like I feel like usually the racist people, they don't try and like get to know the other party, but they just try to believe that their fear is actually valid.
Well, before I wore the hijab, I didn't experience any type of racism because people just thought I was like this white girl, like, you know, nobody really paid no mind to me. So, but after but I've lived in like 5 different countries growing up, and never then like I've experienced any type of racism too. Like it's always been like, you know, like I've lived in Japan, England, Germany, Turkey. Like it's been crazy, but like, and I've seen so many other countries among that, like, but ever since I wore the hijab, like it made me realize that the white privilege that I didn't even know I had was gone. So it put a flag of like Islam on my head, like, and I'm proud of it. Like I'm proud to show who I am, and like proud to represent my religion and practice my religion in any way I would like. But like just after I wore the hijab is when I started being kind of like verbally attacked. Just like for example, I was in the gym one day and I went to the bathroom and I was like fixing my hijab, and the girl, like she was washing her hands, and she started saying like, oh, like why do you guys even need to wear that? It's like you're limiting your freedom. And I was like, I didn't know what to say to her, because I mean I knew that girl from like I knew we were acquaintances, but we weren't really friends. But I knew she was Catholic, and I said like, if you want to talk about limiting freedom, look at what your Catholic nuns, like they cover up too. Like you can't be telling me that I'm doing something that your religion, the religion you're brought up in, does it the same thing, you know.
So one day I was walking to the mosque, and I was by myself because my father had to go to work. And so it was for the Friday prayer, and I was walking back, and it was an awkward street type thing. There was an overpass, and there was this guy in his car because I couldn't really walk on the sidewalk. I had to walk in the street. And so there was this guy that was driving, and I'm wearing the hijab, and he attempted to like hit me, like run me over with his car, but I was able to like look up and pay attention, and I like went to the sidewalk as soon as I could, even though it was like really, really like barely existing. And while he was sitting in his car, he was like really upset. I don't know if he was upset because he couldn't hit me or because I walked into the sidewalk, but he was just like, his window was rolled up, but he just looked very upset that I got out of the way. And I was just like, okay. And I told my father, he was like, don't ever walk by yourself again.
Like I swear to God, like this person I met, and we were talking for like a good 15 minutes, and I ended up saying I was Muslim, and he looked at me and he goes, oh, I'm scared of ISIS. And I looked at him like, I'm scared of ISIS too, bro. Like, how does this correlate? I just said like I'm a Muslim, and the first thing you said to me was, oh, I'm scared of ISIS. Like,
I feel like if Trump becomes president, the white supremacist people are gonna have so much more. They're gonna feel like so much. They're gonna be able to say and do whatever they want so much more and get away with it because they're falling back on Trump. Like a lot of people who have been hiding behind the bushes are coming out and like, you know, saying whatever they want or doing whatever they want. Like, and I just feel like, you know, it's just gonna give them more power. So like, people like, you know, girls who are in high school and middle school who, you know, are still in that age of growing up, they're gonna like who want to cover up because, you know, they're gonna feel like more under attack, and like, you know, because not everyone is as, you know, mature as college students. So like high school and middle school people, they get affected by that, what their parents teach them too much. So I just feel like, you know, it's gonna come to a part where like it's gonna be like 9/11 all over again, you know, because people are gonna just still fear Muslims, and like even worse now, and like it's just gonna be too just gonna be awful again. Like, it's just gonna be like, you know, when we're trying to like go forward, you know, and make the world a better place for our young kids, like in our next generations. Like, why are we going backwards in history? Is what I'm trying to like wrap my mind around.
I fear not only for myself, but also for my friends, my family, who wear the hijab, and not only Muslims, but everybody of color, because he's not favoring anybody of color. He's attacking everybody. I fear for our safety. I fear for the people who think that it's okay to be violent towards people who don't look like you, or people who don't speak like you, or people who don't think like you. I definitely fear for all our lives, and to think that he even has supporters is mind-blowing, because and sometimes even some of his supporters are colored or of Muslim background, and I'm just like, are you serious? Like, this man is really not for you. Like, you've got to be kidding me. So I definitely fear for all our lives, but I mean, while I've been on social media, maybe from the beginning or the middle of this election season, there has been a rise of people within the southern states, just like a revamping of the KKK, of any white supremacy groups. And so if I'm already seeing that, and it was prior to November, then I can only imagine what would happen if he does become president. Because like right now, like when I was watching the videos, they were just like practicing like what they would do if they saw people of color or people that were Muslims, and that would just give them the go ahead, because he's already encouraging violence in his speeches when he gives talks on his campaign show. So if you're already promoting that, you're not condoning that violence, then what are you going to do when people in the country do that as a mass population? Like, he's not going to stop it. He's not going to care. And I feel like he would even be like, well, you know, they're not like us. They're different from us. So, you know, why not get rid of them?
Like, if he keeps mentioning ISIS over and over, I just feel like the people who are not really aware of Islam is going to think that Islam is bad, because the media associated Islam with ISIS all the time. So if he keeps mentioning ISIS, it's just gonna like deepen the thought of Islam being bad. I feel like as a candidate who is running for presidency, he should like kind of know what he's talking about, instead of like Hillary Clinton kind of say stuff like, you know, ISIS doesn't represent like the Muslims living over here or anything like that. He doesn't say it. He's like, ISIS is bad. So I just feel like if he becomes president and all that, he would just like go bomb these countries and come back and just, I don't know, pick on random Muslims, and I just feel like it's gonna be like really messy. I don't even want to think about it. It scares me a lot. I am so scared. Like, it's not even funny. Like, there were 3 Muslim students who were killed in I think it was Minnesota. Like, those news never get like media coverage, and I had to say this, but those people who don't really like know these type of news, they're gonna vote for Trump. Like, I just don't like. I'm just like, I don't even want to think about it. That's how scary it is.